All right, welcome back, everybody. It's going to be a recap for this Monday, July 17th, 2023. All right, so I had a few trades here today in the commodities and in the indices. This is going to be the mini Nasdaq, the E-mini Nasdaq. Did have an HR3 buy coming in shortly after the opening bell. And I did have a target sitting up here. It did hit my target. I did have to ride it for a while, but it did finally hit my target. Never hit my stop. I had a resting stop down here. Took nice little money on the mini Nasdaq. Also did the same thing pretty much on the mini Russell. Same type of trade, same pattern. Bought it, pulled back, went back up, hit target, and I got out. Okay, now I am still in gold. I'm short gold coming into tomorrow's opening, all right, unless we hit target overnight. And I'm also short the natural gas, all right. So I have a couple open orders, short gold, short natural gas. And let's take a look at our stocks. I want to make this quick tonight, and because I'm running kind of late, so I need to just speed this thing up. So anyway, we'll look at the stocks, and then we'll look at the overall results for the day. All right, ABOS. Now, ABOS, a lot of people made a lot of really good money this morning early, and this particular trade, I have to admit, was not a setup. Okay, I did not have any setups. This was basically a gut fill, and I'll tell you why. Because typically, after you have a market that spikes like this, it pulls back, then it goes back up again. I was expecting it to come down here and then take off one more time. Did not do that. Soon as I entered the buy, it just slowly came down. I went ahead and bought a little bit more over here, getting a little bit too aggressive. And then it finally collapsed, and I went ahead and exited down here. Okay, so yeah, this was definitely not a pattern trade. I got caught up in the frenzy this morning when everybody was buying it. And I got late into the game. Now, had I come in earlier, I think the initial trade setup came in somewhere around 7 o'clock. Would have been a nice buy. But wasn't trading at the time, so I tried to play it later on, and it just was not a good trade. But you know what? That happens sometimes. You know, we are going to make mistakes. And sometimes we're not going to be 100% perfect in following our strategies and our methods. And I'm certainly guilty of it too. So in this case, definitely didn't have anything here. So there was no patterns. It was just basically gut thinking we're going to come back up. All right. So that was really my biggest loss because I added, right? Once again, I added here. So it was a pretty nice little loss on that, but I was able to chip away with other markets, other stocks, and it definitely helped a little bit. So let's take a look at some of those. All right, so this is HCT1. I did have a buy entry here. Buy entry came in right before the opening around 9:12, I think it was Eastern time, something like that. I did have 3 targets. In this case, I was only getting out of this trade based on that first level. All right. I did not hold for level number 2, and I did not hold for level number 3. So once it blasted through, I just went ahead and got out because I know very high probabilities that I'm going to hit this fairly quick. It may take longer for me to hit these other levels, and I wasn't willing to wait on it. So I went ahead and just got out of the profit fairly quickly on HCT1. Very first trade of the day. I did take, let's see here. Let's look at the results real quick here, and I'll tell you what I did. All right, so once again, nice little day on the mini Russell and the mini Nasdaq. Still covered, still short gold, still short natural gas going into tomorrow. These are the closed out trades. These are the stocks. The very first trade today was NV. FY. Didn't have a whole lot of success there, but I did get out of that fairly quickly. Everything else I was chopping. I look at ABOS, $2,000. So just chipping away at it a little bit here, seeing if I can reduce some of this loss. LIXT. Can't remember. I think that was towards the end of the day trade, and unfortunately, that didn't work either. So, not a great day in stocks. 1392. I had a pretty tough day there. So, had it not been for ABOS, probably would have been a green day. But once again, too aggressive on it, and I didn't follow my rules. I didn't follow my patterns, and that's the way it is. So this is the morning watch list. I didn't have much on my morning watch list. Had ABOS, of course, NVFY. So those are the first two that I traded. I did trade a little bit of KSEP, made a little bit of there. So anyway, that's it. That's going to wrap it up for today. We'll be back again first thing tomorrow morning. Remember that we do offer this to everybody first thing in the morning for the first 30 minutes. Sometimes I run a little bit longer because I get really involved with trading. But the idea is to run it for about 30 minutes, and then I move over to our Discord channel and trade live with my students and answer their questions, and we continue to trade on. And then I start adding a little more of the Forex, so I like to trade Forex too. So that being said, that's going to wrap it up. Please, if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe and also hit that like button. And if you also hit that notification bell, you will be notified on any of these new daily recaps. All right, everybody have a good day, and see you tomorrow morning.